Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss the debacle that is Meghan Markle, not Meghan Sussex. Oh, no, 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 no. She is a Meghan Markle, always was, always will be. Soz love, soz not soz. Anyway, today, of course, these cooking shows are about to drop. So people came to play, and here we have the interview from People magazine written by Meghan, no less, and I'm going to read it out for you. So enjoy this debacle. It says Meghan Markle's most intimate interview in years. I mean, we've had quite a few, but anyway, Harry, the kids, and getting real about her learning curve, which basically means her F ups with ARO. And then it says exclusive because that's what they do when Meghan Markle writes the article herself. That's how we know. There are tons of twists and turns. The Duchess of Sussex tells people of her journey. She is on a journey. Let's find out what garbage she spoke to them about. Oh, here we go. It starts off great. Meghan Markle is curled up in bed with her sleeping 5-year-old son, Prince Archie, on a recent winter evening in Montecito, California. With her phone in hand, as it always is, because she's always on her phone checking her socials, she catches up on emails, pretends to be reading emails, finalizing details for the launch of her renamed, because she effed up, lifestyle brand as ever, and her new Netflix series with Love Megan. The worst names you could ever come up with, honestly. Her husband, Prince Harry, 40, if you didn't know, is still in Vancouver, wrapping up the Invictus Games, the Ingriftus Games. Meghan, 43, around about, had joined him for several days. Yeah, we know. We know all about that. And spent thousands of dollars in just a few short days. Well done, Meghan. During which she stayed in close touch with her mother, yeah, right, Doria, checking in on Archie and Princess Lilibet 3, just in case you forgot that they're princes and princesses. They have to put this in, who had both gotten sick. Okay, so she's at Invictus. They're on holiday basically. She's prancing around in Vancouver with all of these coats, the million coats that she had, and her two kids are sick at home. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And making sure they were seen by the doctor and sipping bone broth. So she, what a great mother. What a great mother. On the phone to Doria, Doria, make sure you take them to the doctor. I mean, honestly, she has to be told to take them to the doctor. And by the way, kids are not sipping bone broth. Okay, I can't even imagine my 7-year-old wanting to sip bone broth. Okay, these kids are young. They're not sipping bone broth. Give me a break. Now she's savoring this stillness at home because Harry doesn't live there anymore with Archie as he stirs awake. So Archie's asleep and they're doing an interview and there's a rando in the room. Is that what's going on here? Sleepily telling his Mama, don't work too hard. What? Don't work too hard? Does she even have a job? Has she ever worked in her life? Yeah, no chance of that, Archie. Wonder what she tells Archie she does. Recalling the moment to people a few days later, the Duchess of Sussex says, "It was the sweetest thing." Oh, she's just blur, isn't she, honestly? Like any entrepreneur, well, she wouldn't know because she isn't one, Meghan has tackled the hard work of launching a new business. Well, it hasn't launched yet. But unlike most, she has done so under an intense spotlight. In March 2024, her initial brand name, yeah, the one where she tried to plagiarize a whole region, which you aren't allowed to do, American Riviera Orchard, rest in peace, debuted online. 1 month later, jars of jam with the brand's logo began circulating among pals, are they? Like Chrissy Teigen, yeah, we know, she gave it a good shot, and Mindy Kaling, who didn't do much at all, let's be honest. Then came a pause. I would call that a screeching halt. What would you call that? As anticipation grew, as the noise grew, because we were like, what's going on? What have you done? What have you done now, Meghan? Questions arose about when the products would be available. Yeah, because if you're launching something, there should be products. While behind the scenes, she was a mess. She navigated trademark issues. Trademark issues, she's calling it. Oh my goodness. Trademark hell, I heard someone say. There are lots of twists and turns. Even with the name, she says. Yeah, we know. She says in her most intimate interview in years, I was figuring it out in real time. Well, you should have planned it. Why didn't you plan this? Why did you launch early before anything was confirmed or approved? And that's just stupid. That's your own fault. Learning in real time. Oh my goodness. And although she has faced intense public scrutiny at every step based on her terrible behavior, Megan says the experience has been defined by growth. Oh my goodness, you haven't learned a thing, sweetie. I appreciate everyone, no one, who gave me the grace to make mistakes. No one did. We all roasted you and figure it out, and also to be forgiving with myself through that. It's a learning curve. Yeah, I'll wait to see what she's learned from this, by the way. As Megan builds her brand, builds it, hasn't even started it, she also continues to expand her life in Montecito. How do you expand your life in Montecito? It's a suburb. 5 years have passed since she and Harry made the seismic decision. Seismic, that's a new word for Megan. She got the thesaurus out there. To step back from their royal roles. Yeah, we know what happened. Meg said, yeah. In the UK and chart their own path, but their titles remain. Yeah, we know that's why we keep going on about it, because they shouldn't have titles. Meghan says the Sussex name, which they shouldn't have, bestowed upon her and Harry by Queen Elizabeth, doesn't even say Queen Elizabeth II, doesn't even say her late, just Queen Elizabeth, no respect at all, on their 2018 wedding day, holds a deeper significance than she could have imagined before motherhood. Honestly, get your sick bags out, guys. This just keeps going on and on. Now she's talking about being a mother. Oh dear. It's our shared name as a family of like four of you. And I guess I hadn't recognized how meaningful that would be to me until we had children, she says. I love that that is something that Archie, Lily, H, because she just calls him H, he only gets one letter, and I all have together. It means a lot to me. Oh, what is that meant to justify why she has it, why she uses it? It doesn't mean she should have it. The Sussex name, she adds, is part of our love story. She's just trying to cement it so that when they try to take it away, she'll be like, well, it's just a word. You can't, you don't own words, So she'll probably still call herself Megan Sussex. She'll be like, well, it's just a last name. What are you talking about? I see what you're doing, Megan. Now, with her new series debuting March 4, because it's been delayed because something's gone wrong, or she didn't want to be called out, but anyway, she's getting called out for it regardless. On Netflix, isn't that her business partner? She is sharing her personal passions, including cooking. Now, so far, I haven't seen her do any cooking. I see her arranging food. So let's wait to see if there's any actual cooking. Hostessing. Well, that doesn't sound very much like a feminist, does it? Hostessing. What is that? And decorating. Decorating what exactly? What's she going to be decorating? A fruit plate with those little flower sprinkles that she's just made up? Goodness, flower sprinkles. I can't get over that. With her biggest audience yet. No, I would have thought when you were in the royal family and you were a working royal, that would have been your biggest audience yet. I don't think this show is going to be your biggest audience, Megan. What is she talking about? This girl's delusional. When your children get to a certain age, when you're not just playing in the sandbox with them, but almost playing in your own sandbox again, it's super joyful, she says. So basically what she's saying there is like finally the kids are old enough I can shoo them off to a spare room somewhere because we have so many and I can do my own thing. Because she's not a very good mother. She can't be bothered playing with them. It's super joyful to tell them to F off and she can do her own thing. That's what she's saying there. As a woman, a mom, and a wife, yeah, we get it. We know who you are. You don't have to list all the roles you play. Goodness. To be able to find yourself again. She's never found herself, by the way. She has an identity crisis in a way that was always present, but that you maybe couldn't put as much attention on as you now can when your kids are a little bit older is a wonderful feeling. Can I just remind her that her kids are still young? Okay, one of her kids is 3. That kid isn't even in kinder yet. I don't know how it goes in the US, but or you can do 3-year-old kinder, but she's just in 3-year-old kinder, let's say. Like she's been in like childcare or daycare or Doria care, whatever you want to call it. Doria Sussex, is that her new name? Although the couple's 2022 Netflix docu-series, if you want to call it a docu-series, the record-breaking Harry and Meghan, why are we talking about this? Who's bringing this up? Famously, infamously, pulled back the curtain. Well, they just had a rant on their struggles within the royal family. This time, there's no mention of anything royal. Yes, there is. On her Instagram, it says Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. What are you talking about? And you've just said prince, princess to your kids. How can there be no mention of royalty? That's a lie. Sorry. Bow, bow, red flag there. Already lying. Harry himself, who is a prince, by the way, makes only a fleeting appearance in the final episode. Oh, spoiler alert, as if we, as if we care. But his presence was felt behind the scenes, yes, because he's bankrolling the whole thing. Harry visited the set, which was hardly ever because they don't live together and he could care less. He was always super polite and friendly, a crew member tells people, an anonymous crew member, obviously, because they all signed a non disclosure agreement. But it was clear he wanted this to be Meghan's moment to shine. Oh, shine. Okay, if that's what you want to call it. Now, I always know when Meghan writes these articles as well because she does like little subtitles, like little subheadings. So this one is returning to her roots. And I bet she chose that because of the gardening theme. You watch in the gardening episode, I bet she talks about returning to her roots. What about her hair roots? Does she return to those? They'd be grey by now, wouldn't they? Meghan's 8-episode lifestyle show, I'll be the judge if it's a lifestyle show, sees her cooking, crafting. I can't wait to see the crafting, you guys. What is that going to be? Is that going to be calligraphy on paper? I feel like it's going to be invitations or some garbage. And gardening. Okay, let's see if she does any gardening with friends and chefs while sharing personal stories and recipes. Is she going to share recipes? I saw her cut up some fruit. Do you call that a recipe? A natural extension of her pre royal life. This is not a natural extension. This is a failure. This is a fall from grace. A natural extension. Is it natural to go from being a working royal in the British royal family, arguably the most famous royal family in the world, right? Doing proper charity work and serving the people, and then moving to Montecito and doing a cooking show on Netflix. How is that a natural extension? What is this woman on? Oh my goodness. In 2014, oh, we're going back to 2014, where her brain just lives. She can't get out of 2014. While filming Suits in Toronto, oh, do we have to talk about this? She launched the TIG. Yeah, we know. We know. A blog. It was just a blog. Guys, it was just a boring blog. It really was nothing. She talks this up like she should win an Oscar. It's garbage on food, travel, because she just wanted free holidays, wellness. I don't know how much wellness was in there. There was a bit of merching going on. I wouldn't say wellness. Years ahead of the influencer boom. Oh, are we saying she started the influencer title? Is that what we're saying? But as her relationship with Harry deepened, as she got her claws in and started to really manipulate him, she shut it down in 2017 and later deleted her Instagram. Or did she really? Did she really delete her Instagram? I would question that. I'm not so sure she has ever deleted anything. I think she just turned it onto a hibernate mode or something like that. All right, let's keep going here. How hard was it to let go? Well, I love the tig, but I certainly love my husband more, she says. And I wouldn't change that for a second. Goodness gracious. Harry is now loving watching Meghan step back into her creative groove. My husband met me when I had the tig, and I see this spark in his eye when he sees me doing the thing that I was doing when he first met me, she says. Now, that's a lie. As if Harry cares what she does, although he probably is happy that she's starting to help with the bills because she hasn't been for the whole time. So that spark in his eye, that could also be something else, you guys. But yeah, that's him just going, oh, for goodness sakes, get out of the house, do some work. Do some work, woman. Even though the activities on her new show feel familiar to Meghan's longtime followers. Who are her longtime followers? Who has been following the TIG? Who loved the TIG that much? It was a blog. It was basically like a newsletter. Who loves a newsletter? What is this? The filming pushed her beyond the comfort zone. So her filming of the cooking show pushed her beyond her comfort zone. No, it didn't. She loves being on the camera. What is this about? She knew from her 7 seasons on Suits. I was never really in front of the camera like this, she says. She's also done heaps of cooking segments on shows. So she has done this before. Reflecting on the legal drama, which became, oh, here we go, a little humble brag again, which became one of Netflix's most streamed shows in 2023. She adds, it's a time capsule for me. I still have the pencil skirt from the first episode! Exclamation. That's the one thing I kept. That's probably another lie. I'm sure she stole heaps of stuff off that show. She remains close to co-stars, not many of them though, right? Like Abigail Spencer. Oh, Abigail Spencer. Abigail Spencer is basically what Meghan Markle would be if she didn't marry into royalty. She would just be Abigail Spencer. Those girls are the same person, I swear. And is excited to see the upcoming Suits LA on Peacock. To see it, she's not going to be on it. I love that it gets a new breath of fresh air. Oh, what do you care, honestly? Does she get royalties, maybe? I don't think so. Her new show isn't a traditional stand and stir format. A stand and stir format, an industry term Meghan learned during filming, because she knows so much about filming, to describe most cooking shows. Oh, so she's saying her cooking show is so different to the other cooking shows. I'll be the judge of that. Once again, I'll tell you if it is any different or even any good. It feels as though we're just spending time together. Oh, sure it doesn't. It's a job. Everyone was there because they were getting paid, which is what it ended up being, she says of the crew's presence on the series. I'd make a recipe. I'd make a recipe. Is that how you say that? Wouldn't you say I'd make some food? Who says I made a recipe? That's not how you talk. I'd make a recipe and say, everyone, try this. Probably more like, oi, everyone, come over here and try this and tell me how great it is now. There are certain dishes where you just watch everyone flock in because she's told them all to. I'd say, we've run out of spoons. Oh dear. That was also probably shouting because someone had to run and get spoons and she wasn't happy. It ended up feeling so communal, and that's the spirit of the show. Okay, community. She loves community, I tell you. She can't get enough of community. Ads director Michael Steed, who previously worked on the Emmy-winning series Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown, which is like a proper show, like a travel show. I'm sure he didn't want to talk about Meghan in this interview. He was probably bullied. Everyone has this one version of her. Yeah, because that's what we see. The bully version, you mean? But she's just someone who is hustling. Yeah, good use of the word. Yeah, we know she's a hustler. We were told she's a hustler, and I knew before. But yeah, good job. Good job, this guy. What's his name again? I lost his name. Where is it? Michael Steed. Good work dropping in the word hustling. 10 points for that. And working and doing. I genuinely wanted to create an environment where she could relax. Yeah, because she's so skittish. And I know the pressures of what she deals with on a daily basis, that she creates on a daily basis. I was happy that we created scenes where she could tap into that part of her life. Oh, goodness. Well, he has to make sure it's a success, I guess. His career's riding on this, I would have thought. Along with featuring her domestic skills. What a word, domestic skills. Meghan Markle, domestic goddess. That's what I think of when I see that word. Oh my goodness. With love, Meghan also highlights her own product line. Yeah, we know it's called merching, which will be available on asever.com. The worst name. Meghan has hinted that her signature jam, it's not signature jam, okay, it's just a jam. There's nothing signature about it. It's expired. That's about it. Will be among the offerings set to launch this spring. I would never eat that jam. It is not going to be any good. Do not buy that jam. You don't need to buy the jam. Get the jam from someone who knows how to make jam. Get it at a farmer's market. Please do. Or even make it yourself. It's really easy. We'll see if we can get Princess Catherine's jam recipe. She might have a little secret ingredient in there. Who knows? But it's going to be better than this garbage. Also launching this spring, her new podcast. Oh, really? Let's see how this goes. With Lemonada Media, who no one ever heard of before this. She's back on Instagram too. Yeah, we know she has 2 accounts. For the first time in years, officially, but unofficially, she's been all over it. When I was last on social media, boomerang was the thing, she says. Oh, she's so cringe. Laughing. Instagram stories didn't even exist. So it's been a minute. Oh, she's just too much, this woman. Despite the intense focus of, that just shows she's old, by the way. Despite the intense focus of her return to Instagram, where her 2 million followers, does she still have 2 million followers? Let's see. How many of those are bots, by the way? Wasn't it like over a million? Where her 2 million followers analyze everything from her outfits to the plates she uses. Who's analyzing her outfits and plates? No one's analyzing them. Meghan doesn't identify as an influencer. Oh my goodness. How are you not an influencer, Meghan? This is what you want to do. It's called merching. This is what you love to do. You just did it the other day with a board game. That's what it's called. It's not 2014, Megan. This is not a newsletter. It's moving pictures are a thing now, okay? I see myself, oh, Bath, as an entrepreneur. Oh, you can see yourself as whatever you want, honestly. Doesn't make it real. And a female founder. Oh, she just loves female founders. I feel sorry for Lily. There's going to be some high expectations there. She says, and if the brand ends up influential, then that's great. That's not what an influencer means. It doesn't mean that the brand is influential. It just means that you are helping people to buy things. Does she even know what an influencer is? She's such an idiot. And although the show paints a picture of domestic bliss, domestic again, that word is so bad when you're a feminist, I swear, with Meghan slow cooking berries from her garden, slow cooking berries. Wouldn't that just be like simmering the berries? I don't think that's called slow cooking, is it? If they're berries, it's making like a compote. She doesn't consider herself a trad wife. Of course she doesn't, because she's a feminist, right? Anyway, she's not. She's not traditional, we know. Shorthand for traditional wife either. Oh, they even tell us what trad wife means, which is a good one because I actually didn't know before that. I like being able to do a hybrid, she says. Oh, because she's so multifaceted, you guys. Oh, this bit, I read this. This is shocking. Chinese food delivery is a favorite. But even when I get takeout, get this, I will try to plate it beautifully. So she gets takeaway and plates it up. That's called plagiarism, basically, and pretends she cooked it, maybe. Who does that? That's not the point of getting takeout. You don't plate it up, oh gosh, and put your little flower sprinkles on it. Gosh, it's too much. She encourages others to strive for balance. Oh, thanks. With no action on how to do it. Just strive for balance, everyone. Not perfection. Yeah, we know you're not perfect. You're far from it. You're actually a failure. You're at the other end of the spectrum. Despite her show's beautiful imagery. Yeah, see, that's also the problem. And isn't that what Candace was saying? Who said that? Someone said, yeah, you don't want perfection. However, everything on the show looks perfect and you're wearing expensive clothing. The series is about doing what you can do, she says, and doing it with love. After gaslighting your whole family and throwing everyone under the bus, with love. That outlook was first noticed by a friend who visited the set and came up with the name of the show. Okay, so she had no name for the show. Her friend had to come up with love. Who's the friend, I wonder? Probably Abigail. Or maybe it's Minty. Minty. Their takeaway was they were so happy to see me as myself. Honestly, if this is herself, this is a problem. Megan says, she said, it's like your love letter to all the things you've loved to do. And if you're signing off a love letter, it's with love, Megan. It felt right. And I loved that my friend helped create it. So she didn't even come up with it. It's terrible. And she didn't even come up with it, but she thought it was a good idea. She's such a plagiarist, honestly. Anyway, it's terrible. She can have it. No one wants it. Receiving that kind of feedback from her friends who have quietly supported her through the challenges of recent years has been meaningful for Megan. You have to imagine my friends, who are these friends, experience through the past few years. What, you've lost all your friends, that's what's been happening. She says, they spend all this time with me at home and at their houses or out at dinners. For them to see who they know to be reflected on screen, it brought them a lot of joy. Are her friends really that excited to see her on a cooking show? I think they're just happy she's maybe doing something apart from walking around car parks. And here's another little subheading, her private world in Montecito. The Montecito community, who hate her, by the way, who have gotten to know her and learnt to hate her. From school drop offs, she's not doing school drop offs, and play dates with Archie and Lily have become essential. Oh, the community is essential. We hosted a little camp. Oh, what? Because winter break was long! Exclamation, she says with a laugh. We had several days with different families at our home. Okay, so they invited people to stay at their home because they have 8 million bedrooms. And we were able to get to know the parents better. Oh, that would have been an awful thing to stay at their home. Oh my gosh. I bet they had to sign an NDA. I bet they did, like a Diddy party, sign an NDA at the door and put your phones in a box. And all the kids could play. Meghan and Harry set up obstacle courses and face painting. Oh dear. Wow. What a great day out. It's a dream, she says. Oh, give me a break. But I also know that being part of a community means you put effort into it. Yeah, you wouldn't know how to put effort into it, sweetie. In the process, Megan says, Montecito has become protective of the Sussexes. Really? That's not what we're hearing. No, I think they hate you. I think they hate your guts. Once you know us, I think you want us to have the same normalcy as parents and for our children as they do, despite however unique our situation is, because she just thinks she's better than everyone. For Megan, normal looks like nights out with Harry. I don't think so. They're not going out. And pals. We go to a lot of dinners, and not just in people's homes or private rooms. We just go into the restaurant. We just go into the restaurant, she says. I really love that we can just have fun. Oh, she's so insufferable, this woman. Her friendship with other moms have grown beyond school ties into deeper connections. I mean, this is just normal stuff. You just are friends with some of your kids' parents. Like, that's just normal. We don't need to hear this. This is nothing interesting. I have a couple of girlfriends here too, girlfriends up here. These are stay at home mums and working women with normal jobs, not in the public eye, she explains. And I'm sure they love when you call back grid on them. We went from just connecting through our kids to having girls' night out or doing Pilates together. Again, that's just normal. That's just called living a normal life. Everyone does that every day. There's nothing special about that. Doesn't need to go in a People article. One confidant recalls how they first connected when Archie and her daughter became fast friends at school. Fast friends. That is a Megan term. That tells me straight away red flag. Absolutely 100% Megan wrote this. And kids become fast friends with everyone, for goodness sakes. Oh, you like lollipops? I like lollipops. Let's be best friends. Megan reached out with a voicemail. She loves little voice notes, doesn't she? I think she likes the sound of her own voice, inviting her to a play date. Oh, well, why don't you just like talk normally to people? Leave a voicemail. That means they didn't answer your call. That means it went to voicemail because they're like, oh, Megan's calling. You can see that as a unit, the friend says. Who's this? Of the Sussexes. They're all very connected. After her son's recent surgery, why do we need to hear about some rando's son's recent surgery? The friend recalls Megan sent, oh, here we go. This is why. Megan sent a bouquet of balloons and a stuffed octopus from Archie and Lily with a handwritten note that said, "We thought you could use a hug with 8 arms." Okay, again, pretty standard. Someone's kid who is a friend of your kid goes into hospital, you buy them a present. I've done the exact same, except I didn't rip off something from Etsy about an octopus giving 8 hugs or something. And when Megan was invited to her low key birthday at home, well, of course, people are having low key birthdays. That's just a normal birthday. She showed up despite not knowing anyone else. How many times have you done that? And chatted with the other women about mum stuff and life. Oh, imagine her not knowing anyone. She would have just made herself the center of attention in about 2 seconds flat. It was just fun and natural. She was very comfortable just chilling. Oh, this is a long article. I didn't realize how long this was. Megan embraces life in her community, whether solo or with friends. Oh, whether solo, that's because she's single. I go to yoga classes that sometimes have 40 to 50 people in them and just walk in like, hi, she says, laughing. Oh, God. And everyone's like, oh, that's right. I'm not meant to get the 7 o'clock session. That's right. I'll stop coming to this one. Of course, at the beginning, that felt like a lot. By the way, I think anybody walking into a yoga class with 50 people, yeah, by the way, that's a huge yoga class, and everyone looks up, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But now I love it. It's the best. I had missed it. The family's sprawling estate, oh, now we have to hear about their home, is their sanctuary. How can it be their sanctuary? Everyone knows where it is. Like, literally, there are aerial photos all over the internet. Like, it's crazy. Which is why Megan chose to film her show in a nearby rental that echoes their own space, because it's a fake cooking show. I wanted to protect that safe haven, she explains. We're a close knit family, and I love those moments, putting Lily down for a nap, having lunch together, having sacred time together at the end of the day. Our kitchen is where Mama just cooks for the family, and with a crew of 80 plus people, That's a lot of people to have in your house. Justification for not using her own house. The show also gives Megan a chance to put her kid friendly meals to the test. I really don't need to see these meals. I'm up before my kids are. Everyone is. So I'm normally up at 6:30, or you have to get up earlier than that if you want to be up earlier than kids, by the way. Kids get up way early. 6:30. You might want to try 6 at least. And then I get them up and dressed for the day and we go downstairs. Ugh, boring, she says. I love making breakfast for my family. As if she makes breakfast for her family. She would absolutely have chefs, you guys. My husband and Archie both love fried eggs, she says. This is boring. There's a lot of bacon around here, and then sometimes you don't have time for all that, and you just put a frozen waffle in the toaster and call it a day. And there's no shame in that either. All right, I'll call this right now that she's going to be selling waffles that you can put in the toaster. I think that's what that was all about. Not surprisingly, Megan identifies food as one of her love languages. Oh gosh, this is going to be hard. If these episodes are anything like this article, this is going to be arduous, I tell you. Even before I was a mum in 2014, where she's stuck, I loved being able to nurture in that way. Some of my favorite childhood moments. Oh, is she going to talk about her dad? Are the meals that my mum would make. Oh no, of course not. What was I thinking? Fathers were raised. She'd make a lot of soul food. I remember she had taken a Thai cooking class, so every week we had Thai barbecue chicken and spring rolls. I remember those flavors so well, and I want my kids to have these same formative memories of things. They're just called memories that I cook. We call them mama meals. Oh, wow. That's amazing. How'd you come up with that? And these are the ones that I hope they come back to when they're older, when they're married and they have their own kids and they go, oh, let's have a mama meal. No one's ever saying mama meal. What a stupid thing to say. Is that going to be her book, Mama Meals or something like that? And it's the same roast chicken I've been making since they were little. Oh, the roast chicken. The roast chicken. Is that the one that she took from Corey? Oh, this article keeps going. Building a legacy. While she may not have filmed inside their home, yeah, we know, she found ways to incorporate home life into the show, filming in their chicken coop. Oh, great. Garden and orchard. Archie did the filming clapboard. Sweet moments, she says. They would also come with my husband and visit me on set. And I loved that my children were able to watch me working and see the balance of that and understand what mama does, which has never done this before, and is working to create and share. It was really special because up until then, they hadn't seen me at work. They hadn't seen her at work because she hasn't been working. So, why would Archie suddenly say, don't work too hard? He has never seen you work before. So, there's a lie somewhere in there, too. The crew member recalls how Archie and Lily would run up to Megan on set. Well, that's because she's a mother. Like, this is nothing. She was super attentive and doting on them. Oh, what is she like, the best mother now? She's just been in another country for the upteenth time and left her kids behind, and they were sick. How is she a good mother? This is crazy. We would give them headphones so they could listen to audio. Oh, the kids would be bored out of their brain. Adds Megan, I hope that when they get old enough, they feel really proud that they were part of the beginning of this with me. The landing page of as I nearly said asnever.com features a photo, yeah, we know, where you're merching your kid, photo of Megan and Lilibet. Finally, they say her full name. I don't think she likes that name. I think she just wants to call her Lily. Hand in hand in their backyard, yeah, dragging her across the backyard. Surrounded by trees. Oh, what about that stupid palm tree? Having her daughter on the site was especially meaningful for Megan. On the site, it's your house. Being able to have my own little girl, oh, this is scary, as I've spent so much of my life championing the rights of girls and women. What about Archie? Where's Archie in all this? This is shocking. She's just disowned Archie. And to be able to see this as a multi-generational story. What are you talking about? Multi-generational story. Is she saying she's got a daughter? That's a multi-generational story. One generation. This is this is talk about talk about emphasizing something. Gosh. Archie, oh here we go, is of course included in that. Well, he wasn't a second ago. My husband is, of course, included in that. I love how she mentions Harry last. Oh, that is so good. That is exactly the order, you guys. That was it. She just told us it's Meghan, Lily, Archie, and Harry. I'm sorry, the dog, and then Harry. And Doria, sorry, let's start again. Meghan, Lily, Archie, the dog, Doria, Harry. Did I get that right? It's something like that. She just told us. That's so. Maybe Doria might be a bit lower down. Let's yeah. That she's a bit of a TPC. Depends what mood Megan's in. But I love the heritage feeling of it. What is she talking about? Having a family is like a heritage feeling, and knowing this is something that I can create in front of my daughter. Again, forgotten Archie and Harry, and teach her what it's like to be a working mum, she says, because you'd never worked before. This is something that hopefully can be part of her legacy too. So she's just talking about having a daughter, which a lot of people have a daughter. She's using words like multi generational. Okay. Wow. Talk about making a mound out of a molehill. Um, Heritage feeling and legacy. What the heck? Is this woman okay? She's gone crazy with the thesaurus. Goodness gracious. What an exaggeration. Life in Montecito has settled into a comfortable rhythm for Meghan and Harry. When she's not filming, which is most days, you would think, afternoons are marked by what they lovingly call day dates, where they share a quiet lunch. Oh, what is her and Harry having lunch together? They call it a day date. In true parent fashion, the evenings include nightcap recaps, unwinding with a drink as they chat about their day and make lunch boxes. That's just the end of the day. Why does she has to name everything? Mama meals is just you're just cooking something. That's just a normal thing to do. And then having like sitting on the couch having a glass of wine, watching TV, saying, "Oh yeah, how was your day?" She has to call that something. A nightcap recap. She's How could you deal with this woman, honestly? I think all parents in this phase with kids the same age know it's rinse and repeat. Oh, she's just pulled that from somewhere. She says, if there's time, they'll catch up on TV together. We love Shrinking. That's a show. I don't know what that is. We just finished Black Doves. I don't know what that is. And we're excited for the new season of The White Lotus, she says. Who cares? Reflecting on the past 5 years since their move. Why are we still talking about their move? Like, that's ages ago. Like, she shouldn't be talking about it. I guess she has to because that is the royal element, right? Meghan acknowledges how much is different, or everything. 5 years ago, Archie was only 8 or 9 months old, so my life has changed so much. What a stupid thing to say. She says, recounting her motherhood journey. So even thinking about the last 5 years, she has to call it something, a motherhood journey. I mean, everything is a journey. Welcoming a newborn, being pregnant, someone else being pregnant, while raising a toddler, which everyone has done, and now raising both Archie and Lily. Anyone who has children will tell you it's a huge evolution as a woman during that time. Duh. So dumb. As she looks ahead to the next 5 or even 10 years, oh yeah, what does she want to do? Let's see. Fail some more things, waste more money. She's open to what's to come. Oh, the divorce, obviously. Can you imagine? Oh, I hate when she talks like this. This is just the beginning. You can just imagine like her eyes like bugging out of her head, like, oh, can you imagine? This is just the beginning. She's like 43. Life is full of surprises, she says. And my gosh, in 10 years, Archie will be driving! Exclamation. Wow. So that's how it ends. Archie will be driving. There you go. There you go, guys. That is the People magazine written by Meghan Markle herself. Plenty of little anecdotes in there. We know it was written by her. So, yeah, and if that is any indication of the cooking show, we are all going to be dead by the end of this. This is going to be very hard work. I should be taking donations for this because this is going to kill me. Oh, my goodness. Guys, thank you so much for listening. And please like and subscribe, and I will keep you all up to date with the Meghan Markle debacle. Thank you, you guys. Bye.